The office building was quiet that night, the kind of silence that only comes after the world has gone to sleep. The hum of the air conditioners echoed through the halls, and the faint glow of streetlights filtered through the glass walls. It was well past midnight when David, the CEO of a large company, decided to stop by the headquarters. He had been restless, unable to shake off the weight of recent business challenges. With his tie loosened and his jacket thrown over his shoulder, he walked into the lobby, expecting to find nothing but silence. But what he saw stopped him in his tracks. There, tucked into the corner of the lobby, was the company's night guard, a young man named Arjun. He wasn't dozing off like many guards David had seen before. Instead, Arjun was hunched over a worn-out notebook, his face illuminated by the small beam of a flashlight. The pages were filled with handwritten notes, diagrams, and equations. His eyes moved quickly, absorbing every word as though his future depended on it. Curiosity got the better of David. He stepped closer, his footsteps soft against the marble floor. Arjun, startled, quickly turned off the flashlight and jumped to his feet. "Sir, I'm sorry," he stammered, embarrassed. "I wasn't neglecting my duty. I was studying." David raised a hand to calm him. "Relax, I'm not here to scold you." "What are you studying?" Arjun hesitated, his voice barely above a whisper. "Engineering, sir. I want to finish my degree, but I can't afford to quit this job, so I study during my shift, whenever I can." For a moment, David was silent. He looked at the worn textbook, the frayed edges of the notebook, and the tired determination in the young man's eyes. Something stirred within him. He remembered his own struggles, the long nights he had spent studying while working small jobs just to get by. He knew what it meant to want more but be weighed down by circumstances. The next day, David couldn't stop thinking about what he had seen. He dug deeper into Arjun's story. Arjun came from a humble background. His father had worked as a mechanic, and his mother sewed clothes to support the family. Arjun had been an excellent student, but when his father fell ill, the burden of supporting the household fell on him. That's when he took up the security guard job, stable but modest pay, long nights, and very little chance of moving forward. Yet, despite everything, Arjun refused to give up on his dream. But Arjun's journey wasn't easy. There were nights when fatigue won, when his eyes burned from exhaustion. There were days when his classmates mocked him because he didn't have the latest gadgets or couldn't afford extra classes. Many times, he questioned whether it was worth it. "Maybe I should just accept my life as it is," he told himself. But then he would think of his parents' sacrifices, his mother's calloused hands from endless hours of sewing, and his father's silent prayers from the hospital bed. And so, he picked up the flashlight and kept reading. David saw all this, and it changed something in him. He realized that while his company was thriving, there were people within it fighting invisible battles, carrying dreams bigger than their circumstances, and he knew he couldn't just walk away. 1 week later, David called Arjun into his office. Arjun walked in nervously, unsure why the CEO himself wanted to see him. "Sir," he began, "if this is about that night, I promise." David interrupted with a smile. "Relax, Arjun. I didn't call you here to reprimand you. I called you because I see something in you." He slid a folder across the desk. "This is a scholarship program. Starting today, your tuition fees are fully covered, and until you graduate, you'll have flexible working hours with us. No more studying by flashlight." Arjun froze. His hands trembled as he opened the folder. It was real. His dream was no longer out of reach. His eyes filled with tears. "Sir, I don't know how to thank you," he whispered. David leaned forward. "Don't thank me. Just promise me this. When you succeed, help someone else who's struggling the way you were." That's how the cycle continues. The news spread quickly through the company. Employees were inspired, realizing that the CEO cared not just about profits but about people. For Arjun, it was the beginning of a new chapter. He worked hard, now with the resources and support he had always needed. It wasn't easy. Balancing work, classes, and family responsibilities remained a challenge. But for the first time, he wasn't walking the path alone. Years later, Arjun graduated with honors in engineering. At the ceremony, as he walked across the stage, he spotted David in the audience, clapping with pride. The boy who once studied by flashlight was now an engineer, ready to build the future he had always dreamed of. But perhaps the most remarkable part of the story came later. True to his promise, Arjun started a small foundation to support underprivileged students who were determined to study but lacked resources. "No one should have to choose between survival and education," he said. And in that moment, the cycle David had hoped for began. The night a CEO stumbled upon a security guard studying by flashlight was the night two lives changed forever. One found hope, and the other found purpose. It was a reminder that sometimes the smallest acts of noticing, of caring, can create ripples that change the world.